It is a very good afternoon from us here on SABC Sport. My name is Tabiso Musia and we're coming to you live from Gauteng, from the Portuguese Hall here in Terfontein, where we bring you the Operation Maibuya boxing tournament brought to you by the Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association as we celebrate Heritage Day as well as Heritage Month through the sport of boxing. I'm not alone here. I will start with the man that is celebrating his heritage, Mr. Bongani Makasela, the Duck Destroyer himself, as well as Colin Nathan from SABC Sports, also Hotbox Gym, a trainer and a manager. And we're looking forward to an exciting tournament, including the main fight between Asanda King up against the challenger Jeff Magagane, who's challenging King for his SA featherweight title. We've already seen some action today, but I want to talk about maybe the main fight. Gentlemen, Asanda King, Colin defending against Jeff Magagane. What do you make of this fight and what do you think we can expect?
Well, I think Gingi is one of the most active South African champions in the moment, defending his championship here this afternoon for the third time. It's a question of, we know what Gingi's going to bring, right? What is Jeffrey going to bring? Is he going to be hot this afternoon or cold? If he's cold, I expect a Gingi win, no question. But if he's on form and he stops clowning, I think he's going to give the champion all kinds of problems this afternoon.
Okay, so he's got a chance according to Colin. Does he have a chance at Jeff according to you, Bongani Makasela?
Well, every fighter in the top 10 rankings stands a good chance of winning the championship. Like Colin said, which Jeff Magagane comes out on the night. At the same time, it also will depend which Asanda comes out. But I want to say that I love what I see about Asanda King. Not because he's based in the Eastern Cape, he defends at home. He defends all over the country. That is how a real champion will do. Will go wherever, he must go and defend his title, make his name, build a support base in the country because he represents the country, not only the Eastern Cape.
But ideally, is that how it should be, Colin?
Absolutely. I mean, you know me, I like traveling into the fighter's backyard. If you're good enough to defend or win in the person's backyard, you should be champion. So that's a good point as well. He's not afraid to come into Gauteng to fight the Gauteng challenger, Jeffrey Magagane. And it's a question of, is he good enough to win? And if he's good enough to win and dominate the rounds or force a stoppage, he's duly regarded as a South African champion. And quite rightly so, is a South African champion who fights on the road. And I agree with you, Bongani. I think that's what champions need to do and should do.
So that's the main fight here. It is Asanda King up against Jeff Magagane, the challenger. But there's been some other action that we've seen, and you will get to see some of the fights on SABC Sport. But what was quite interesting was to see the Mahlangu family here. Bongani Mahlangu, his son, first professional fight here, very impressive. His uncle is in the corner. What do you make of this dynasty?
I love what I see because it says a lot, answering questions to those naysayers who say boxing is a barbaric sport. If I've been boxing for many years, as Bongani has been boxing, and you're still able to bring your son over to the game, it says the game is loved by the people, is for the people. So it's good. It simply says that when Bongani decides, to make his way out of the game, he already would have left his son over to take over.
Okay, no pressure for young Beki there, but his father has been to All Africa Games, Commonwealth Games and Olympics. But from what we've seen today, I think everybody was impressed, and you can see where he took his boxing from. But we're going to hand over now to our ring announcer, Kona Mwabelo. We're going to go to the main supporting party. It is Sokwai up against Tsulu. Sokwai from Tanzania, also with a very good amateur record. So let's see what he does here. Over to Kona Mwabelo.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for our next bout.
That was really good, man.
We have to shift things around, so we are going to the main supporting bout. Let's introduce our boxers for this featherweight 57.15 kilogram fight. Proudly brought to you by Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association, SABC Sport and Boxing South Africa. Fighting out of the red corner, from the Eastern Cape, Mhlanganisi Songwai.
That you can't resist.
coming off a loss, but a bright prospect for Eastern Cape boxing. Coming off a loss, I believe, for the Eastern Cape Provincial Championship in his last contest.
And now,
Super talented, likes the fighter range.
fighting out of the blue corner, Itumeleng
Tulu
Tolo.
we've seen before, talented kid. Coming up short, I believe, to Jeffrey Magugani last year, or the beginning of the year, but put up a credible performance in that contest. This should be a real competitive contest, Bongani. Scheduled for 8 in the featherweight contest. Excuse me, featherweight division.
Yeah, he forced Jeff Makakane to bring his A game. Mind you, in that fight, if I'm not mistaken, he was only having his second fight, but he gave Jeff Makakane nightmare to emerge victorious on points, close points decision.
Right, let's get the action under the way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's officially introduce the two boxers, starting in the red corner, all the way from the Eastern Cape, weighed in at 57.02 kilograms, wearing the black and white, with a fight record of 8 wins, 2 losses, 4 by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Nhlanganisi Tsongwan. Now, from Gauteng, weighed in at 56.58 kilograms, wearing the black and gold, with a fight record of 4 wins, 1 loss, 2 by way of knockout, Itumeleng Tolo. Our judges, Thando Kamlachi, Namsa Tuluba, Moledi Malukani, and in the middle, Simon Mukati.
Stop, you stop. 1 step back. All right. Okay. Shake hands and good luck. God bless you. All right.
Featherweight bout scheduled for 8 rounds between Nhlanganisi Sokwai from the Eastern Cape. He's wearing black and white trunks. Ganti ubhekene naye Itumeleng Tulu from Kagiso eGauteng, because he's wearing black and gold trunks.
Double jab from Sokwai, trying to establish his range here early on. Nice 1-2, fall short. Good jab to the stomach though for Sokwai. This is a nice positive start from him.
uSokwai nina benkosi black and white uyahlokoloza selokhu iqalile impi uye ohlokolozayo hlokolozisisa hlokolozi phezulu yiyo leyo nto njalo amajaji ayibhekile nina benkosi ububhizi kwesinye isikhathi whether the punches land or not akube kusacounta kangako nanxa ke ngawo umthetho wesibhakela ke punches that count are those that hit the target kodwa Sokwai nina benkosi, after all, if he is not doing what he's doing, ngempela ngaba yikho into esiyibukele ngoba umntakathulu usaziqoqile akakenzi lutho. Sokwai is busy nina benkosi, moving around beautifully, uqoqile umfana muhle uyayishaya le jab yakhe to establish i-range at the same time. Henye yezinto leyo yenza ukuthi umshawe wesibhakela uma ephambi kwakho mawuloku ujikele ijab yamphazamisa imkhipha kuma plans because akabe asazi noma usazoqhubeka uyishaye noma emva kwayo kukhona okunye okulandelayo.
So far in the first half of this round, it's all been Sokwai boxing behind the jab. Cholo landing a good jab of his own there.
Ikubile le tournament nina benkosi, boxers from Northwest Province, Eastern Cape, Gauteng, njalo njalo. It's a development tournament in terms of the undercard fights. Abafana bancane abasakhula kodwa ke in the main bout kanti ke it's a national title fight. between Umpeta from the Eastern Cape, Asanda Ginqi ezobe vikela isicoco sakhe kokwesithathu kuye uJeff Makakane from the Limpopo province.
Good right hand from Chulo that caused Sukwai to hold briefly. Good jab from Sukwai. Chulo acknowledges it. It's been a good opening round for Sukwai. Good jab from Chulo though. Chulo's starting to warm up though. But I still don't think it's enough for him to win that round.
Few jabs from Utsulu Nina Benkosi kodwa sengibona ibeetroot emakhaleni akhe umuntu akasoxwayi. Lokho ke mhlambe kusho ukuthini na kusho ukuthi unamandla yini uThulu noma mhlambe uyishaye le jab endaweni enhle yawenza lo msebenzi akade ehlose ukuthi iwenze ngabenkosi. Yaqhubeka i-tournament baphumile abantu ngobuningi nabenkosi Portuguese Hall. Leyo ke ine history yayo ke in terms of isibhakela.
And Okobo bengiza usikama tolika ka ufrele. Sebenza resistance. How old was he? How old was he? Eh? Okay.
It does. It create the adjustments that he needs to. Yeah, in round number 2, scheduled for 8 of this featherweight contest. Nice solid jab. Oh, good jab from Cholo that buckled the knees briefly of Sukwai. Good left uppercut, 45-degree angle up from Cholo. Starting to break the range now, Sukwai. Starting to get very interesting now, Bongs. Good jab again from Cholo. Seems to be very strong in the on the inside, on the pocket. Good right hand. And that hurt Cholo. That hurt Cholo. And Sukwai knows it. Cholo under big pressure now. He's hurt. It's a right hand that causes a drag. Left hook too. Cholo trying to fight his way out of it. Should be holding right now. Hammer and tongs, both guys. Did Sukwai burn himself out there in the first minute trying to force a stoppage. Sukwai holding, forcing the clinch. Cholo seems to have recovered. Fast pace here for this 8-round contest in the featherweight division. Good right hand from Cholo.
Ukinqi gonqo nina benkosi lento iqalwe umntaka Soxwayi straight right esibambe uThulu wanyakaza kwabukeka ngathi ingaphela noma kunini impi kodwa ke kwasho ukuthi ke umntaka Thulu uyakwazi ukuabsorba ke lawo mandla aphume ebhakeleni zakhe uSoxwayi ushintshile ukwenza. Thulu came back very strong nina benkosi washaya ezakhe ibhakela ezinamandla. Uyabona uma zilenda ukuthi ziyamnyakazisa uSoxwayi oselwa ke manje ehlehla kanti lempi beyithe mayiqala umntaka Soxwayi bokuhuye who was taking the fight to uThulu.
Cholo's coming back nicely now, but it was a hard opening minute for him in the round number 2 in this round.
Ushaya ibhakela ezinamandla uThulu.
What a great round. You've got to give the round to Sukwai, but I tell you this much, Cholo's really coming into it now.
Yeah. uyayiyeka nentwana izawuba ngathi iyawina nentwana ingawini uyawina apha sigebe ndeva ntwana funa uqina isibini
Nasi
There's the
slow
right
mo
hand.
nina benkosi.
intwana i-out xa uyiqalisa
Shaya ngishaye. Shaye zakhe ezinamandla uThulu aphendule uSoqwayi naye ngezakhe. Into engiyithanda ukulabashayi besibhakile bobabili nina benkosi. They can dish as much as they can take. Bashintshane ngebhakela ezinamandla ngempela. An average boxer from those punches would have gone down, so to speak. Angisho kodwa ukuthi lokho kusho ukuthi ngabe mhlawumbe impi iphelile. Sengisho ukukhombisa ukuthi ubanjwe ngezibhakela ezinamandla.
utshona ndoda utshona
Very interesting this round of three. For what it's worth, we've got Sakwai up 2-0. But Chulu in this contest, warming up to his task.
Nesithathu umzuliswano uyaqala ngenkosi. Jab fest bobabili abafana bashaya umhlokolozo okuyijab okuyisona sibhakela esisusa lonke u2. Beautiful combinations. Soqwayi nina benkosi. Uziqoqile. Beautiful defense kodwa uThulu walks through leyo defense. Ashaya ibhakela zakhe ezinamandla. It's becoming rough now. Simon Mukade, referee, stamping his authority to Matota. Usanu Bambana.
Chulu's doing the right thing. He's trying to rough Sakwai up. Both guys throwing heavy leather, in the pocket with one another.
Ngithanda indlela alwa ngayo uSoqwayi. He's not head hunting. Ufika shaye phansi ashaye phezulu. Ashaye phansi ashaye phezulu. Kanti uThulu yena seems to be chasing after the head. Lakhe umntakathulu.
Nice jab from Chulu down the middle. Breaking the range of Sakwai. Good work from Sakwai, but Chulu comes right back. And I'm not wondering if this pace is going to suit Chulu better. And you can already see that a bit of fatigue is starting to set into Sakwai, Bongani.
Yeah.
Good right hand down from Sakwai. Trying to get the range again. Good left hook over the top. Very competitive round. Hard to separate these athletes at the moment. Boiled down for the last minute. Beautiful left hook.
Uphansi uThulu. Bengisathi ngiyayisho ngithi he is too upright uThulu. Too upright. Uzoshaya phansi esiswini umntaka Soqwayi akhuphukele phezulu ngempela kwabanjalo. He did not even to look for his jaw. It was right in front of him because he's too upright.
Well, he was having a good round up until that point, but now it's a 10-8 round. And that's a lot of cushioning for Sakwai now in this contest. Take a look.
Nazi izithengana over amkaThulu uyaphendula Thulu nge1-2 siyayithola indawo esokuqala esibhakela bam. It's a left, it's a straight right.
Right hand over the top.
Emhlathini akazange ngempela ufune lo mhlathi njengoba sitshilo nabenkosi.
On the point of the
Too
chin.
upright. Iyayijika ke yonke lento nina benkosi eseyenza.
Right? Okay. Kanalo ukhothi uthanda unotho ngoba ukhamba record ukuthi fe ucheck uthamaya. Okay. Right? Right? Much is expected for him. Much is expected for him.
Fourth round, scheduled for 8th of this featherweight contest. And you can see Sukwai's got a nice spring in his step now. Lot of confidence flowing through him after that last round.
Uphansi uThuli iphelile impi nina benkosi isimbambamba esishaywe uSokwai again.
He doesn't know where he is.
He still wants to fight njengawo wonke umshayi wesibhakela after being knocked down, but bazomlungisa ekhoneni lakhe umntaka Thulu. Isimbambamba esidedelwe uSokwai nina benkosi uqala umzuliswano ethinta leya ndawo ebeyivele ithintekile in the previous round. Boom boom again, the left hook flash emhlathini kwacima ibani. Wow, le nkinga ebesilokhu sikhale ngayo kaThulu of standing too upright. Kuleya position, it's not easy to evade a punch because you're leading with your jaw. An opponent doesn't have to aim. It's just to make sure that they are close enough to let go whatever punch. Boom, it will land.
What a dominating performance from Mr. Sukwai from the Eastern Cape. And he's back after his last fight losing for the Eastern Cape Championship. And what a comeback victory for him.
Beautiful comeback. Thulu nina benkosi. Nasi simbambamba, usimbambamba, shaya ngishaye. Ushintshana izandla kodwa kwasho ukuthi ezakhe umntaka Sokwai because mfishane zibuya masinyane compared to ezikaThulu because he's slightly taller. Ne-hand speed yasebenza lapho zamnetha umntaka Thulu who suffers his second loss against 4 wins. Kanti uSokwai batters his knockout ratio to 5 in 9 wins in a total of 12 fights. The fight was scheduled for 8 rounds in Abenkosi kodwa ke zange safika lapho ube esezenzela ngezakhe ibhakela umntaka Sokwai. Fist of Fury yaphela yini.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's make this official. Let's start by giving the two boxers a big round of applause. It was scheduled for 8, and it ended in the 4th round by way of knockout in 15 seconds to the winner, Bad Intentions, Sukwai.
50 seconds into the 4th round. Okusho ukuthi beyisanda ukuqala ngamanye amagama. Shayibhakele ezinhle umntaka Sokwai zayithola indawo wavuma phansi uThulu kwabe yaphela njalo impi kanti uThulu ube phansi in the previous round nabenkosi. Lapha uye wahlakanipha uSokwai ukuthi amphuthume isaqala iround engaka recover from what had happened in the previous round, which was the 3rd nangempela zaqo. Thabiso Msiya is waiting.
Okay, we are here with the winner, Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions, well done on the win. How was the fight for you?
First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity, and I want to thank all the people who came here to support this event. I want to thank my team, my managers, my family for supporting me. We have been through a lot. We prepared for this fight for a very long time. What else can I say? I became victorious today.
And what was the plan for you in this fight?
What was the plan?
Yeah, the game plan.
We knew he's a front runner. That's why I told myself that I will just took my time and the knockout will happen itself. What else can I say?
Before you finished him, you caught him in the round before. What did they tell you in the corner coming out for the last round?
They told me that I should slow down. There's no pressure that I should, yes.
But you still went and finished him off, even though they told you to slow down.
Come again?
You still went and you finished him off.
Yes, I did.
So what's next for you? What would you like?
I can't really say what's next for me. It will depend on my promotion or my manager. So I don't really know what is happening for me. They are the ones, they are going to tell me what is next for me.
How's it working with Makazole there?
Come again?
How is it working with the Tete in the corner?
No, we are not working with them. He just came here to assist us.
What did he say to you?
He told me that I'm doing great. I should continue to work hard.
Okay, there you have it. Great support then from Foupet Intentions. They're also quite winning here by knockout in this fight. It was the main supporting fight. Up next, we have Guinea, the champion, up against Jeff Makakane, the challenger. A lot of people looking forward to that one.
All right. 1, 2. All right, let's get ready for the main event of the afternoon. Can we have in the ring the legendary Dr. Loiso Mkya, and of course our promoter on behalf of the Gauteng Boxing Promotions Association's TK. All right. We're ready now for the main event. Remember, we still have 3 other fights that will be taking place after the main event, so don't go away. Here is it. This one is for the South African featherweight title, scheduled for 12 rounds. Let's welcome, fighting out of the red corner, Jeff Makakane.
Or rather, a lot was expected of him when he turned professional. I believe he started out as a lightweight and then readjusted his career, now fighting as a featherweight, and now gets a chance to fight for the South African Featherweight Championship. He's won other championships, WBA Pan Africa, and this is his moment to be crowned, in his eyes and his belief, the South African Featherweight Champion.
And now, out of the blue corner, Asanda King.
Asanda King making the 3rd defense of his South African Featherweight Championship here this afternoon.
Right, let's get the action under the way, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and
That
gentlemen,
was
let's get
done
the action
by
under the way.
back in the day.
But before we do that, can I ask that we all rise for the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa? Can we have some silence in the ring so that we can sing the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa? Thank you.
Nkosi sikelele Afrika maluphakanyisa uphondo lwayo yizwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina usapho lwayo murena buluka sechaba sa Yesu ufelice tentwale matwenye usibuluke sichaba sa Yesu sichaba sa South Africa Heidi blauw van onze hemel, bij die diepte van ons ziel. Voor ons eeuwige gebergtes, van die kranse antwoord geeft. Sounds the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa.
Let's get ready to rumble for the main event. Thanking our dignitaries in the ring, but let's get the action under the way. Introducing first the challenger, fighting out of Gauteng all the way from the Limpopo province, weighing at 56.98 kilograms, wearing the black and gray, fight record of 15 wins, 5 losses, 4 by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, 911 Jam Makgakane. And now introducing, fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Gauteng via the beautiful province of the Eastern Cape, weighing at 57.1 kilograms, wearing the white, blue and red, with a fight record of 9 wins, no losses, no draws, 6 by way of knockout. The reigning and defending South African featherweight champion, King Kongo Asanda Gini. Our judges, Cyprian Ndaba, Simon Mukadi, Muledi Malokane, and the man in the middle, Thabo Spampul.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Wish you good luck. Shake hands.
Former teammates in the national team fought each other as amateurs. Jeffrey's last fight as an amateur was against the Sun, and he lost a decision. They're friends. Friendship is out the window here this afternoon for the South African Featherweight Championship, scheduled for 12.
Sifikile leso sikhathi mina benkosi. Kukhulunyiwe kakhulu lensizwa zombili. Asanda Gini wearing white, blue and red trunks. He's the defending champion in Abenkosi from Tanzania. Kanti le title defender vele wayiwina khona la eGauteng eShaya Abdul Aziz, correct? Usayidefendile ke twice already. Namhlanje okwesithathu kanti ubhekene nayo Jeff Makakane naye okhulumile ngolakhe uhlangothi nabenkosi wearing black and grey trunks okuyena omcele inselelo ecela uAsanda Ginqi. It's the first chance namhlanje Jeff Makakane, the former Gauteng Dagway Pan-African champion, to challenge for the SA title. This is the main bout of Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association tournament at the Portuguese Hall south of Johannesburg.
And you can see it's quite clear from round number one. Magugani wants to establish his southpaw jab. Keep the range on Ginqi. And Ginqi knows he has to break the range in order to score effectively. This is good work so far from Magugani in the opening minutes of the first round. We have a long way to go. Good work from Jeffrey. Good right hand from Ginqi. Good left hand. This is nice and competitive between both athletes. Good left hand down the middle from Magugani.
Ziyathengana nina benkosi. Ibhakela ezinhle ziphuma maqala womabili. Asanda Ginqi, the champion, taking the fight straight to Jeff Makakane, the challenger, who's fighting from side to side at some point. Alwe eya emumva. Jeff Makakane fighting from a southpaw stance. Uyajebha ngesokudla shaya isiqondile sobunxele siyithole indawo kuGinqi kodwa uGinqi athi ngidla akukho lapho ngiya khona. Uyayibona inhloso kaGinqi nina benkosi is nothing but to defend this title, and I want to assume ngendlela how he approaches this fight that this is a person who is gunning for a knockdown. He wants to put Jeff under pressure, but Makakane, beautiful combinations. Ushaya ibhakela ezinhle umntaka Makakane eyiqondile uyazikhetha. Belumviswana oqala bame ngenyawo bonke abantu nina benkosi bethakasela abakubonayo. Nothing but beautiful boxing. Saying indlela nina benkosi, it's only the first round. Slow motion. Jeff Makakane putting together combinations. A responde uGinqi ngezakhe ziyithole indawo nina benkosi. Kwakuhle kwaqhaza. Jeff Makakane, beautiful hand speed. Quick hands, jab and straight right, jab, right hand jab and a straight right. See it all in down.
Everything short and sharp. Okay. Feeling good? 11 rounds to go. 11 rounds to go. Take your time. Don't go mad. Let's go.
So I thought that was a good opening round for the challenger. Got good range on Ginqi. Let's see if Magugani can keep that up in round number two. Good left hand down the middle. Good range from the challenger here this afternoon.
Jeff Makakane.
Good left hand down the middle again. It's all about range right now, and Magugani's winning in that department.
Yanqonqotha isibhakela sika Jeff Makakane nina benkosi esobunxele esiqondile siyanqonqotha siyithole indawo kuye uAsanda Ginqi who is slightly shorter than uMakakane kodwa ke uGinqi usaloku emile nina benkosi kuyena kakhulu isikhathi esiningi othatha impi ayise kuye uJeff kodwa when it comes to the one who is landing so far Jeff Makakane is successful in every attempt that he makes. Sengisho ukushaya i-target.
Just seems that Kingi hasn't sorted out the range from Magugani. Seems to be a little confused at times. And this is all that Magugani has to do, is keep that range and keep confusing him.
ilokhu inqonqothe njalo lesa straight left sika Jeff Makakane esiqondile nenabenkosi asishaya phezulu asishaye phansi siyithole indawo ku Asanda King okuzomela ukuthi asebenze kakhulu ukungena behind ingalo ezinde zika Jeff uyayithwala into nenabenkosi uyisa kuye uAsanda King fighting just like a challenger. This is what a challenger would do. Take the title away from the champion to put matters beyond any doubt.
I thought that was a really good round for Jeffrey. He kept his range, composure. Up until the last 45 seconds, it was quite a scrappy affair. But on our unofficial scorecard here on the TKO, I've got Jeffrey Magugani up by 2-0 going to the third round. Really forced the press, forced the issue. There's tape loose on Asanda Gingi's left glove already. That's good work from the champion now, working on the inside. Good double right hand from Gingi. Jeffrey needs to get back on his jab, Bongani, create that distance and range.
Jeff can never afford not to work behind that jab. It worked wonders in the two previous rounds. He stopped in this round. That has enabled or allowed Uking to come closer to him. And Uking, being a slightly shorter boxer, this is exactly what he wants. This is exactly where he wants himself, at close quarters.
Good combinations on the counter from the champion. Good combination again from Gingi. This is a much better round for him.
A lot of people here on the look of things are for Jeff Makakane. Baqalile manje bayacula ushaya ibhakela izinto ezimbili entathu zayithola indawo waqhadazela umntaka Ginqi uvuka usinga njengoba uzwa nje sekushaywa ingoma kodwa ke Asanda Ginqi uyabhuduzela nina benkosi uphelile umzuliswano kanti he should be taking his time. Don't fall nje kwi-traps ezazinecessary njengoba ubone kwi-slow motion. Jeff Makakane straight left siyanqonqotha nina benkosi siyithole indawo kuye umntaka Ginqi ophendula ngama-combinations. He needs to get closer or behind noma under those long arms zakhe uJeff Makakane in order to be able to
keep the pressure on him, work that body. Well, even the right hook is open to right hooks also. Okay. Round 4. Round 4. Whatever you do, don't swing wild, stay focused. He smiles at you, ignore it. Round 4. Hands up. 7 down.
Of the South African Featherweight Championship. You can see Magugani wants to keep that positioning. Trying to get back on his jab and establish the range. Magugani trying to get that distance, and Ginqi needs to break that distance and able to score. Good left hand from Magugani.
Anything Jeff wants to do, he has to work behind the jab. He cannot afford to fight Galendlela amangayo alindele ukuthi kube uGinqi who takes the initiative. He's the challenger. He's got to take the champion out of his game. How? By ngokumsebenzisa, since he is the shorter between the two. Once he is able to keep him at a distance, then half the battle will be won. But Galendlela alwa ngayo uJeff, waiting for uGinqi to take the initiative. He's gonna regret it, because remember, this is the champion. The advantage then is a Tango team lap. Beautiful exchanges.
Yeah, and I think the challenge got the best of that exchange.
It's not an easy fight to score. The reason being that it's a closely contested fight. Very difficult to tell ukuthi uphondo lugoba kakwiphi. Ginqi shaya ibhakela ezimbili entathu combinations. Zithole indawo kuJeff Makakane. Uphelele umvuliswano nina benkosi. Very good fight, competitive. Bayithakasela nabantu nina benkosi njengoba bephumile. Nasi isilomo sakho. Jeff Makakane working behind that jab, kodwa ke angayishayi with authority in order ukuthi ize ikhipte uGinqi at a distance. Instead uGinqi is able to walk through that jab because akayishayi uJeff with authority, uyishaya nje for the sake of ukuyishaya, kanti kudinga athi mayishaya ayishaye with authority and kube ne-power behind yona le jab yakhe ukuze acabangisise kabili uGinqi uma kumele angene noma a-engage uMakakane at close quarters.
So to round number 5 we go. For what it's worth, I've got Magogani up. Very close competitive fight. Nice left hand down the middle. When he boxes at range, he is really well schooled, good fundamentals, scoring effectively, but as soon as Gigi breaks his range, it becomes a different story. Now that's good work from Magogani.
This is now or never for Jeff Makakane Ninabenkosi. He said it yena ngokwakhe what he's been waiting for this opportunity for a very, very long time. Kanti uAsanda Gini yena all what he said is that he is on a journey which is to clean the division, make 5 defenses, become the outright owner of the South African Championship belt.
Magogani's timing here this afternoon is superb.
Confidence kaGinqi is growing as the fight progresses. Lokho kwenziwa yini? Kwenziwa indlela uJeff alwa ngayo. He's allowing him to bulldoze his way to him. Kanti earlier in the fight, uJeff was able to keep him at bay with the jab.
This is where Gigi wants to be. This is where he wants to be, close quarters. Good right hand from the champion. Magogani comes right back. This is a good exchange. Good right hand to the body from the champion. This is where Magogani does not want to be. Magogani needs to get behind his jab again and not allowed to be backed up like the champion's doing to him. Good left hand down the middle from from Magogani. Good work from the challenger.
Ziyathengana lezi insizwa nina benkosi. Ziyathengana lezi insizwa nina benkosi. Ushaya ngishaye is becoming very difficult to tell ukuthi iyiphi egoba uphondo uma sekunjeni.
Okay. Yeah, good round. This is round 6 now. Okay. Doesn't like the body. Doesn't like the pressure. Spin off and make him go back. Okay. You've got this. You can do this. How's your arms? Good. How's your legs? Good. How's your chest? Good. Let's go.
Separate them. Good left hand down the middle from Magogani there. This is where he's most effective, at range.
Ikhona likaGingqi Nina Benkosi predicted a stoppage in the 6th round. They told me before the fight that if Jeff sees the 6th round, they will clap hands for him. Yiyo-ke halfway mark 6 rounds ngibhekile Nina Benkosi isithembiso sibekiwe kwathiwa iyogoba uphondo umntaka Magagane emzuliswaneni wesithupha kodwa ke hey! Beautiful combinations by the champions ahlala zagcwala kuJeff Magagane Nina Benkosi. He cannot afford to take such punches, not in this round, because this is whoa pendula nezakhe uJeff Magagane. This is the round they predicted to end it all.
And the problem for Magogani is his chin's right up in the air. And that's why I got nailed earlier with that combination. And Magogani stopped jabbing, and that's why he's allowing Gingi to break his range and press on.
Jeff cannot afford not to work behind that jab. That jab was working wonders for him. It enabled him to keep Ginqi at bay. Ginqi had to think deep and work harder to get past those long arms he's got Jeff. But what is happening now? Jeff has stopped throwing that jab. Ginqi is able to walk straight iron go kuye uJeff afike ashaye lebhakela ashayayo. That style of fighting, it suits uGingqi beautifully because uJeff akasajebi mfishane is able ukuthi angene phansi kwakhe. It's a beautiful fight, competitive, very close fight. I wouldn't want to take a chance and say sibani bani usemumva noma sibani bani uphambili. Closely contested fight thus far.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I got Magogani up by 1 point. 1 point going into the 7th round. And that's what Magogani's successful at here this afternoon. Boxing behind the southpaw jab, creating that distance and letting Gingi walk onto his left hand. Good right hand to the stomach from the champion. He's been throwing that shot downstairs a lot here this afternoon. Trying to slow the challenger down. And the challenger answers straight away with a combination of his own after the champion attacks. Oh, good left hook from the champion.
Jeff Makakane ulwa eya phambili kulo mzuliswano nina benkosi. Confidence is growing as the fight progresses. Asanda King uyajumpa beautifully using the lateral movements, bouncing up and down ngempela, which is the package yawo lo mdlalo wesibhakela nyabenkosi. Kodwa ke ekuyikona esifuna ukubona izandla, akululwe izandla. I don't like Jeff Makakane responding to what Ukingi is doing, because that gives Ukingi advantage. Remember, Ukingi is the champion. Jeff has got to make sure that he initiates the complexion of the fight as the challenger. Don't allow Ukingi who kind of dictate the terms of the fight, because if it continues going like this until the last round, yokhale sika Nandi lapho kukhishwa khona izinqumo zamajaji.
Very competitive rounds, very difficult to score times as well.
Slow motion. Ziphuma ngapha zingena ngapha, ziphume ngapha zingene ngapha. Logo kusho ukuthini ukuthi it's fiercely contested, evenly matched, if I can say that. Sekuyoba kuwo amajaji ngempela uma ngempela lempi iqhubeka ize iyofika emzuliswanweni weshumi nambili.
You ready? Round 8. Give me a good round 8, okay? Make him go back. Put the pressure on him. 3-4 punches at a time. He comes back at that squints. You understand? Get that up and get that hook going. I haven't seen one hook yet. Concentrate.
Scheduled 12 rounds of this absorbing, interesting South African Featherweight Championship.
Asanda King nina benkosi akamile ushampeni funa ukusivikela lesixoxo sakhe uloko ijijele njalo le jab yakhe, which is a very good thing. Ngoba phela akusho ukuthi ijab uyishaya ngoba ifuna ilende nje, uloku uyiflika nje kabili kathathu kuyamphazamisa umuntu ophambi kwakho. Kodwa ke kulomzuzu wamanje uJeff ubukeka eziqoqile ngempela nina benkosi. Uyaphendula naye ngesakhe isibhakela esiqondile okuyijab yakhe ke yena njengoba kuyinqele ijab yakhe kusho ukuthi ke isandla sokudla bese eshaya esiqondile, which is a straight left.
One thing I like about Jeffrey Magugani today, no clowning. He's very focused on what he needs to do, and he's very switched on this afternoon, Bongani. Good right hook from the challenger. Good jab from the challenger too. Is Magugani finally living up to his potential, Bongani?
Yes and no. Sometimes he seems to be falling asleep I don't know whether he gets bored if things don't go his way. I mean, the jab has been working wonders for him, keeping Ging at bay. The moment he stops jabbing, Ging is able to kind of walk through him and dictate the terms of the fight.
Very competitive. Tight rounds. Depends what you like.
Beautiful right hook by Jeff Makakane towards the end of the round. Surely caught the attention yake uKingi. Combinations ziphuma ngapha nangapha nabenkosi. Nanxa ibhakela zabo zingemnandi in terms of landing. Kodwa hands are being exchanged, but I'm still waiting to see that one boxer akashaya lesibhakela engizothi nangithi sibhekile ngithi usishaye sagcwala mhlawumbe esiswini noma sagcwala emhlathini bayathuphuluzana esikhathini esiningi. Angazi ke mhlawumbe lokho kwenziwa yiskill sokuthi they are able to move their bodies and their heads away from any potential trouble.
So round number 9 we go. For what it's worth, I've got Makakane up in a very close fight. Good left hand from Makakane.
Jeff Makakane, Nina Benkosi, he will be best advised ukuthi alwe izandla zakhe zize zinqamuke. Currently, the Limpopo province does not have even a single champion. Njengoba uChifiwa Munyayi, stablemate sakhe uJeff Makakane, ejimini yakhe uAlan Tawil Jr. lost the South African title 2 weeks ago. Eyiluza ku Lusanda Komanisi from Mdantsane. Kusho ukuthi ke ngamanye amagama uJeff kumele asebenze nzima ukuze abuyise isithunzi seprovince yakhe.
Good combination from the champion. Makakane comes back with a left hand.
Little bit untidy. Jeff Makakane being in the corner there. Kodwa ke lasikhipha ke iqhina embizeni uphumile kuleso simo ebesinye sihle neze neze. Uyayithatha impini nabenkosi uyayithwala uyisa kuye uAsanda Ginqi okuyena ushampeni kule division yakwa feather. Jeff Makakane phakamisa izinga umntaka Makakane wenza ngempela kona okufanele akwenze ngoba phela ucele inselelo. Awuceli inselelo uchampion uyisaba. Uyicela inselelo champion ngoba you fancy your chances of dethroning him. Sebenza ke Makakane uthathe lesixoxo away from the champion. Pelile umzulswane Nina Benkosi. Empini emnandi kakhulu ejatshulelwa yibo bonke abantu. Slow motion. Uyajepha uMakakane ushona phansi uyagwica umfoka Ginqi. angene ngaphansi kwazo izandla zakhe ningabenkosi ishaye zakhe ibhakela ezinamandla njengoba ubona slow motion. Jeff Makakane pushing his men back.
Good? Good? This is yours. You worked so hard for this, Jeff. Okay, my boy. He can't hurt you. Keep those hands up, put the pressure. When you go, come to the hook. Come on, Jeff. On the back. Come on.
So for what it's worth, an unofficial scorecard here on the TK, I've got Mabugani up by 2 points. Going into the most crucial points of the fight, the championship rounds. Again, our scorecard is highly unofficial, but I just think Mabugani's been one step ahead here this afternoon.
That beautiful chap, Jeff Makakane, is back at work. I don't know why did he stop throwing it in the previous rounds, because it was working magic for him. It's back at work nonetheless. Shy chap yakhe uyanqonqotha umntaka Makakane. Oseyithatha ke manje impi. Uyisa kuye ngempela uAsanda King is moving around the ring using the lateral movements beautifully.
I just think Asanda King has been a little off here this afternoon. And that's because Mabugani's dictated the pace and the turn, particularly on the range on his jab from the southpaw position. And it's almost like Gingi's following him around on that jab and he can't figure it out where it's coming from.
No. Saloku iqhubekile ngempela lempi nina benkosi. A beautiful fight lensizwa zombili. They've been fighting a very clean fight from the first round. We are in the 10th round. No fouls competed. Neither boxer has hit the deck. Nje bamile ziyadublana.
Good left hook from Jeffrey Mabugani.
Combinations is got Asanda King Nina Benkosi using his upper body movement beautifully.
Good left turn again from Mabugani.
Nina Benkosi, beautiful by Jeff Makakane. Jeff Makakane doing the chasing. Pelile mzuzwana weshumi Nina Benkosi. Pelile mzuzwana weshumi. Okubukeka engathi Jeff Makakane uthathile. Slow motion. Beautiful combinations at close quarters. Ziyashesha izandla zabo bobabili labafana. Njengoba semsebenzini omkhulu wawo amajaji to decide who do they vote for as the winner of this fight, which has been a very closely contested fight.
How you feel? You fit? You can give me a good 6 minutes? All right, let's go.
So the penultimate round, round 11, scheduled for 12, the South African Featherweight Championship. If this goes 12, I'm almost sure that both fighters feel that they won. For what it's worth, I've got Magogani winning this contest. Good left hand down the middle from Magogani. Magogani's been disciplined, boxed his fight this afternoon, hasn't been drawn in, and frustrated Gingi, who simply can't figure out the southpaw position here this afternoon from Magogani.
Akuselula nina benkosi ku Asanda King to walk through those long arms. He's got Jeff. Jeff, beautiful, established the range, beautiful jab. He's been able in this round to keep Ukini at a distance, and that makes Ukini very uncomfortable fighting at a distance.
Good left hand down the middle again from Magogani. Finding its mark time and time again here this afternoon. And Gingi's not moving his head in the midline. That's why he's a sucker for their left hand now. Boxing smartly here this afternoon. And by the look of things, we have a new champion going into the last minute and 10 seconds of round number 11. And unless something crazy happens here this afternoon, it seems that Magogani is not going to be denied. Good round for the challenger again. Closing the round strongly is Magogani.
Jeff Makakane closing it nicely in Abenkosi.
Final round shaken.
You go and you take it away from him. You've worked 7 years for this. Come on, champ. You can do this. Are you tired?
So the last round.
Sulswana Oktina Nina Benkosi. 3 minutes. Ngaphambi kokuba sazi noma sino champion omusha noma Asanda King retains the title. Only 3 minutes remaining. Kusezandleni zabo bobabili abashayi besibhakela nobenkosi ukuthi baconvince ama-judges okungo Cyprian Daba, Simon Mukadi kanye naye Muledi Molokwane ukuthi ke who do they think bona deserves to walk away as the South African featherweight champion namhlanje.
Even if Gingi wins this round, I still have Magogani ahead. Good left hand. That staggers the knees briefly of the champion. Magogani looking to close the show, the round impressively. As I said in the previous round, looks like he will not be denied here this afternoon to become the South African featherweight champion. Good left hand again from him. Boxed exceptionally well here this afternoon. We have a new champion here, Bongani.
Ziyathengana nina benkosi. Ziyathengana ziphuma ngapha ziphume ngapha. Nanxa ibhakela zabo zingalendanga ngokuhle kanjalo kodwa ke Jeff Makakane uyazizwa nina benkosi. Uqalile uyadlala kanti naye uginqi. Sekuya esinqumeni samajaji njengoba sishilo nina benkosi. Sathi lenti uma ingahamba ngalendlela ezohamba ngayo iyodecide amajaji and on the look of things nina benkosi slow motion beautiful Jeff. Ngeke ngimangane ngempela uma kuthiwa namhlanje we have a new champion.
I believe we have a new champion. Both fighters seem confident. The Thunder King, you look towards us and think with his hands up, and I simply shook my head. I believe Jeffrey Magugani is the new champion. He boxed exceptionally well here this afternoon. Kept the fight at a good distance, controlled the pace on the jab, and I believe he won this fight. Let's see what the judges have to say.
Konke ke nina benkosi sekusezandleni zabo. Cyprian Ndaba, Simon Mukadi kanye noMulukwane Modledi Malokane okungama-judges ke nina benkosi esekuyona esiyozwa kubo ukuthi ke ubani who goes home with the South African featherweight boxing title tonight after this closely contested, cleanly fought 12th rounder between the defending champion Ogu Asanda King, the Dynamite Nina Benkosi, who was bidding for the third defense of his title against Jeff Makakane, the challenger. They call him 911. Obo chance yakhe uqala ke namhlanje ukuthi alwele isixoxo simile ke silinde Nina Benkosi ukuthola the final verdict. Scores are being tallied by Litohonolo Ramakole Nina Benkosi, the provincial manager in the Gauteng province. Silindile painstakingly for the outcome of this beautiful fight, clean fought, closely contested 12th rounder. That's your challenge on the screen, Jeff Makakane Nina Benkosi. Looking confident, and we are Zizwa Kantina champion Asanda King naye we are Zizwa Umtaka King believes he did enough to retain the South African title.
All right.
Asasi Asiwona
It was scheduled for 12
when
rounds.
is ready.
And it went the distance. Let's give the two boxers a big round of applause. And this is how the judges saw it. Judge Cyprian Ndaba, 117-112. Judge Simon Mukadi, 119-109. Judge Muledi Mulekani, 119-109. To the winner by unanimous points decision, and the new South African featherweight champion, Jeff.
And exactly how
No,
he scored
one,
it once 17-112 for the new champion. No disputing there who the new champion and a deserving winner. Jeffrey
Yenzakele
Luckman.
leyo nto nina benkosi. Jeff Makakane is the new South African featherweight champion. He did this all by himself. Unanimous points decision. The judges got in the fight. 117, 112, 119, 109 twice. Kwabe Nganjalo, Jeff Makakane becomes the new South African featherweight champion. Thabiso Mosia is ready to interview the dethroned champion.
Yes, I am here with now the former Asanda King. Asanda, unigin inhloko ayivumi. When how did you see the fight when?
I won the fight. Clean. Now,
And the margins were also huge. Were you surprised by the margins? Also the fight. This scorecard is surprising.
yeah, kakhulu. Ayiyo tu. As in now, bonke abantu baleberlin ba surprise. Ayikho.
When what was your plan going into the fight?
Mina ya bekumbosi nje. Kona knockout but ya ukwazi ukunyamezela. Then them decide to box. Not ukuwina. Awuna. Iyayazi bonke abantu baboni. Okay.
Kangakusokolisa.
Kai box and say good. But I champion, send him champion.
Okay, as you can hear from Asanda King there, he's not happy with the result. He feels that he did enough to win the fight against Jeff Makakane. But as we saw from the judges' scorecards, Jeff has been declared the new champion here, and they're just saying a few words to each other, Jeff and Asanda. Jeff, you've called him out even immediately after you beat Matuna. You called him out. Turn the belt around so we can see it. How does it feel to be the new?
I knew that I'm going to take this title. I've trained hard, yeah. I've trained hard. After fighting Mabuduna, I went back to the camp with Alan. We started training. Since I've been training. Till yesterday, I was training. So I would like to thank him for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to thank Gauteng Boxing for giving me this opportunity to challenge the SA title. Like TK once said 4 years back, he said to me, Makakane, I'm going to take you to the SA level.
And Alan, congratulations to you too. Big win. What was the plan here today?
The plan was to put pressure on him. He doesn't like pressure. He doesn't like it to the body. And that's what our plan was. Work behind the jab, get the left hooks there. I wanted him to throw more right hooks, but he didn't throw it. But to keep him going back. You know, and that's it. He did an excellent job. He's trained so hard. 7 years we've been together now, and he's the SA champion.
And he started scoring very early in the fight. How important was that, just to keep scoring?
Important, very important. I wanted him to take every round. I didn't want him to waste rounds, you know, but he did it. He put his heart and soul into this.
For you, Jeff, Asanda doesn't believe that he's lost his title. He believes he's still the champion. Is there any doubt for you that you won this fight? And what do you make of what he said?
From my first jab, I jabbed him from first round. Immediately when we started, I was counter-punching him. He was punching on my gloves. So I won the fight, fair and square. I hit him. I don't want to lie. I punished him. Even though I didn't work extra hard, but I did work. I deserve this. I deserve it.
Okay, there you have it then. Jeff Makakane, the new SA featherweight champion, and he feels that he deserves it. They fought in the amateurs, these guys, and they've come back to fight in the professional now. And I think Jeff has settled the score, and well done to Alan Tawil also. And he's given credit to the promoter, TK Kometsu, who's always believed that Jeff Makakane will be an SA champion. And today he is a SA champion, the new featherweight champion. So well done to him and his corner. That was the main fight here. Tefontein and Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association bringing us Operation Maibuye.
I'm Lute Love.
And I'm Benny.
And we're off to the races, baby.